All right, so when you look at the blade on the Camp 10, obviously the name 10-inch blade, which is great. It is 3/16 of an inch thick, so really nice, thick, full tang construction all the way through, bolted through all the way down to the lanyard hole right there. So that's really nice that they give that to you. Huge amount of belly, you know, kind of like a kukri a little bit. Great edge on it. It has a saber grind with a nice little coating on there, holding its coating pretty well, which is great after all the batoning and chopping that we've been doing. An awesome tip. Very, very, very strong. You can do a lot of prying with that. That's really nice that they give you such a large, you know, just tip right there to be able to do that with, which is great. So this is definitely going to be an awesome, you know, big heavy duty chopper, which is going to be a really big you know, help in a lot of different situations. Great for either, you know, camping, or if there's zombie apocalypse, or you're just looking for a cheap bug out bag blade that you want that type of size and heft and weight that you're getting with the Camp 10. This would be just an awesome blade for that. It is made out of 65 MN high carbon steel. That is kind of a mystery steel to me. It comes from China, so it's overseas produced. Everything that I've read, and it's pretty new, I can't really find a lot of specs on it. What I've found from my use, the usability of this, is that it's basically like a cheaper form of 1095. It's holding its edge about the same, it rusts about the same, but you know, it's definitely a high carbon, so it's going to be really tough. It's easy to get an edge back on this thing, which is great, and I'm not really seeing it dull very quickly. So I would say it's probably like 1075 maybe from Condor Knife and Tool, if you know them, or a cheaper form of 1095, I would say. You know, I wouldn't say it's up there with maybe, you know, K-Bar or SE quality, but this is definitely going to hold an edge really well, and it's super easy to get an edge back on it. You just have to watch the rust, because it will rust on you pretty quick. So for an overseas produced kind of mystery high carbon, I don't see any complaints, and I would totally trust it on an overnight camping trip, or possibly if I just, you know, that's my price point and I need that for a bug out bag or zombie, you know, apocalypse preparedness. This steel is not bad, and I would trust it with all the use that I've been doing to it. Nice. This Camp 10 is able to go through that nylon cord webbing very easily. Alright, so the handle is also really well designed overall for such a large knife. And again, I'm just going to keep saying it, the price point of like $38 is mind-blowing. You got the Kershaw logo typed and stamped in there. You have two different paracord lanyard holes. I'm seeing this a little bit more often on knives. You can either put it on the back classic or up front, and I'm actually starting to like the up front, and you'll see here when we do the chopping why I really like that. It just keeps your hand on the handle a little bit more securely. Then they put glass reinforced nylon and then covered it. That's what these gray points up here and down here are. Then they covered it with rubber and bolted the rubber on with hex head drivers. So that is a really well designed handle, very warm to the touch, great texturing along the sides. You know, that will wear out over years and years of use, but you know, it's going to be great in wet conditions, or you know, in dry conditions where you're doing it barehanded or with gloves. And just really well designed handle, very large with my large size gloves. My hands are size large. You can get your whole hand on there very easily. I'm not a huge fan of this upper guard up here. I would have just liked to see that just nice and flat, then you could use it a little bit better. But other than that, great designed handle, and let's see how it feels when we're chopping. So this tree is about 6 inches in diameter. I believe that this is oak. This is an oak tree that we're going through. And you can see that that belly of that knife is just crashing in to that tree. I mean, this thing is chopping like crazy, and it just is doing an amazing job. I mean, just clearing this bush. It is extremely comfortable in my hand, guys. This handle feels so good. You can see how I'm doing this lanyard. up there in the front through that guard, and then it holds onto my hand like that, and this knife is not flying out of my hand, slipping around at all. I really dig the front lanyard hole that they've given us, and then with the fully enclosed tang with the glass reinforced nylon and then the rubber over it. I'm not getting hardly any vibrations as I'm going through this dried out hard piece of oak right here. I mean, this thing is crazy that this Camp 10 can do this. You're seeing this a lot more on the market, kind of a modified kukri design with huge amount of belly where all the weight is, so you can just slam into that wood. Yep, it broke. Yep, there it is. Booyah. That is awesome. This Camp 10 doing a great job chopping through there. No chips or anything on that belly. Holding a good edge. That 65 MN Chinese high carbon is, in my opinion, just as good as your average 1095. I'm not seeing any difference as you go to work with the blade and with that steel. So you can see how nice and fine I can get these shavings with your Camp 10, even if I scoot up here to the belly. After all the chopping you've seen, you can see I'm getting really nice, fine shavings done, even up there where it was really plowing through the wood. And it's not difficult at all to be able to use this knife in this format, and I can do this for quite a long period of time. It's very warm to the touch in my hand, no hot spots, very comfortable. You know, I'm just holding it like that. I would have liked to see no guard there up on the top, so then I could kind of get over a little easier, because this kind of makes it uncomfortable. I can do it. This is a little uncomfortable though. I would have liked to see maybe a finger choil. Even if they had a finger choil and left the guard, I could easily then even get up even more and get even more closer in and do my carving and whittling even better. But this isn't bad if you have to, and this is the only knife you got. You lost your other pocket knife, or you know, this is just all you're using. You can definitely get the kindling going for a fire and the tinder you would need with your Camp 10 easily after all your chopping chores that you've done. Knee cuts like this is another easy way to use a big knife like this if you need to do some work and get some, you know, tent pegs going, or a spike for a trap or something like that. This is just another easy way. You just rest your blade up against the back of your knee and pull your wood. Very easy, doesn't, you know, wear you out. And this Camp 10, you can see, easily does this type of work. So what's really mind-blowing for me with this Kershaw Camp 10 is that it comes with an amazing sheath. And remember, you're paying under $40 for this knife, and I mean, I've purchased $150 knives that have half the quality of sheath that you're getting with this Camp 10. So this is kind of a polymer type of plastic. It's not Kydex, but it's not glass reinforced nylon to my knowledge either, and the edge, you know, isn't dulling when I take it in and out from all my experience. You got lots of points for lashing paracord throughout, so you could, you know, molly this to something if you wanted to. You got 2 leg lashings down here as well. Then you have a nice little drainage hole. You can see right there, so it will drain out. Then what's awesome is on the back side, you have these 2 Velcro straps, so you can carry it horizontal if you want, strap it all sorts of different ways to different packs, different things like that. These right here, I'll just kind of Velcro one here for you so you can see it. You can see, you know, that lashes there. You can do all sorts of stuff with that Velcro, lash it all sorts of different ways, which is awesome. And you get 2 stages of that. Then as well as your belt loop, so it's a drop design. Real nice Velcro, really nice big strong piece, and then you can put it on your belt without taking your belt off. So that's awesome. I would have liked to see a button here as well, kind of like K-Bar does with their nylon sheaths, but in comparison to almost all the other big, large knives on the market, this one is just awesome. You can fold that back over your belt. You're good to go. Then you take your Camp 10, slide it into place, boom, and it is left or right. You can just flip this over to the other side because this is attached to this upper strap right here. So it is left or right. So it slides into place. Then you have this little nylon strap that goes over the guard, snaps on the button, and again, these are all adjustable, left or right, totally ambidextrous. And then it is totally locked in. You can see there, it is not coming out at all. You got a little bit of rattle. But in comparison, again, guys, to so many other knives on the market, this is just mind-blowing. And then you just pop the really strong, nice button, flip it over, pull the knife out, it's not even near, the edge isn't even touching that nylon strap, not even close to it, the retention strap right here. So the sheath on the Camp 10 is mind-blowing and a total home run. Well, everybody, in conclusion, I gotta say that for $38, which is what I paid for this on eBay, this Kershaw Camp 10 is an amazing chopper wilderness camp knife. I mean, it is. This thing is just so worth the money. It is foreign produced. It's kind of a mystery high carbon like we've talked about, but I haven't seen any issues with either chipping too much or dulling too quickly. I mean, this is just about like any other 1095. Definitely on par with anything Condor Knife and Tool makes with their 1075. The thing I will note is I think this picks up rust a little bit quicker even than 1095. So if you're in really humid environments, this may not be the best one, though this coating is holding up great. The black powder coating that they put on this model 1077 is holding up really well. I just noticed that it kind of picks up on the little fine edge there, rust real quick if you're in wet, you know, humid environments. It's snowed out here today. That's the only thing I've noticed. Other than that, I mean, awesome, regardless if you just need a big camp knife, a budget chopper, a bug out bag, or you're prepping for the zombie apocalypse. The Kershaw Camp 10, I don't have any complaints, particularly for the price point. Home run, in my opinion. This is an amazing budget chopper. So thanks for watching, everybody. Stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.